Hellen Lie. Helen, hi,
Hi,
afternoon.
hi everyone.
Yeah, Helen is the founder of Rosette Designs and Co. And she's also our community team leader with Women of Courage Asia. And Helen, you're a mother of two, right?
Yes,
Yeah. How old are your kids now?
7 and 9. Yeah,
7 and 9.
nice.
And I understand that you are also a podcaster. You're also doing podcasts, right? You started a podcast channel.
This year I started a podcast channel called No Ordinary Story
Mm.
only. So it's to interview people with uh very interesting stories. Either they're community builder, they are entrepreneur, or even like yourself. Yeah.
Right. So Helen, before we go into the reflection, because this mini series is about the reflection of the boot camp, right? What did you learn and all that. But before we go there, let's get to know a little bit more about you. So share a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. Hi everyone. I'm
Mm.
Helen, founder and creative director of Rosette Designs and Co. So it's a creative wedding planning and also styling in Singapore. So I started the business in 2010, and before that I was a motion graphic designer. So
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Jakarta, but I have been living in Singapore for 20 years and married to Singaporean and have Singaporean kids, building my life here. So I also teach
Wow.
wedding planning now, and
Mhm.
now on the way on my way to do online course. So not
Mhm.
just handling client, but also sharing my knowledge online. So that was,
Right.
yeah. And
Did you
also,
say 20 years? 20 years in Singapore.
yes, 20 years in Singapore.
Wow. So you study in Singapore as
Yes,
well, right?
in
That means you
Singapore.
study. Yeah.
I study in LaSalle. LaSalle.
Mm.
I study animation,
And
and
so
then work here, and then got married, and then start a business. Kids. Now I'm Singaporean.
and we know you love Singapore. You always, your posts you talk so much about always pointing out, the nice things and nice
Yes.
places about Singapore, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Share with us a little bit more about your passion as well.
Mm.
I know you're a very creative person. Uh, I mean, the wedding planner, the business itself is already a very creative platform.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a little bit more about your passion.
Okay, so my passion definitely a design, creative. I'm in the creative industry, and also personal development. So I
Mm,
really believe in growing ourselves and also impacting others to what could be our creativity or to be our sharing our thoughts. So I'm
mm,
also into like women empowerment. Women empowerment. That's why I joined this community. Yeah.
mhm,
Also, um, I love just anything that is building myself, personal development. So that's my passion.
mhm. And recently, I can see that you've been working out, and we've been, checking in every morning at 7 a.m.
Yes,
And how do you feel, physically in the area of your fitness?
yes. As I age, I feel like I want to uh, be better than even my 10 years ago figure. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
would look for inspirations, and I see people who are in the 50s. They look good. They have abs, and they look so toned. So I want to achieve that. That's why I exercise a lot. Yeah, and yeah, I think thank you for Lillian for the daily exercise. That's really helpful. I lost 13 cm and 5 kg.
13 cm.
Mm,
You lost 13 cm and 5 kg.
yeah,
Wow. Wow, congratulations. I think that's a big win, isn't it?
that's a big win.
Yeah, and is this within 21 days or this is
Uh,
more than 21 days?
I think more than that. I think more than that.
Mm.
But since the boot
Still
camp,
within the two cycles, within the two cycles of the 21 days?
well, the 5 kg, not really. The 5 kg has been accumulated since maybe last year. But I think for since we start the morning exercise, it might be 13 cm because we measure ourselves during boot camp.
The boot camp.
Boot camp
Yeah.
is in April, May,
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 in May.
May.
Yeah, right. Wow, 13 cm is a lot. And we want the inch loss rather than the kg, right? The weight loss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's very inspirational. And I can see that you do a lot of strength workout as well, right?
Yes,
From your
calisthenic.
yeah. So those of you who want to get to know Helen a little bit more, check out her Instagram. I think you're more active in Instagram, right?
Yes. Yeah, more
Yeah.
on Instagram.
So are you someone who has all this while been very active in personal development, or it only started in recent years? When did you started this journey of personal development and growth?
I think personal development started because my business needs more leadership. So I
Mm,
started wanting to know more about leadership, personal development, because my business was in the downturn in
mm,
2016. So I started reading books and then about business and then about people, about entrepreneur. And then I realized that these entrepreneurs, they have a certain mindset and
mm,
certain habits. Then I start learning about the habits. And from there on, then I know about uh, people in the personal development industry. And also when uh, when you launch this Woman of Courage Asia, I think it's also on par because we need a community. I mean,
mm,
it's one thing to know about all this good knowledge, but another
mm.
thing is to actually practice it and
Yes.
immerse in the community where we have communication. We also encourage one another. Like I think, yeah. So I started, I think 2016. Started with my
Mm,
own morning routine. So it started with a morning routine. From there,
right.
then I have a lot of a good habit. Then I watch a lot of video. I join a personal development club and all. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think it has been a journey. I remember when I first met you, yeah, we were talking about like being courageous, right? Stepping out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was at your home. We had the Bible study
I
of
think
the
you will.
women.
Yeah, you will know what better because when we are in it, we don't really realize that we're growing.
Mm,
Only when we look back and like, oh, maybe last time I wasn't like that. Yeah. And other
mhm.
people will see you. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it has been a very encouraging journey, and I think we are breaking more barriers, tearing down more limiting beliefs, stepping out into the next level and the next level of our breaking through those comfort zones. Yeah, so it's exciting year ahead. Especially yeah, a little bit about your business breakthrough because you are one of the very few who actually pivoted during the pandemic period for your business. There's a lot of wedding planners. Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. Yeah.
Okay, for pandemic, it's I always believe in a digital product, digital.
Mm,
Yeah, it's not just tie down to physical. So I think pandemic give me a more push to do a digital product or even digitalize my knowledge and all because
mm,
my ultimate dream is to be working everywhere around the world whenever I want and wherever I want. So as a
mm-hmm,
wedding planner, it's kind of impossible if because you need to plan a wedding in certain area, right? So I always
mm-hmm,
how do I digitize myself? So I think this pandemic pushed me and,
mm-hmm.
and give me a reason to think out of the box. Yeah,
Right.
from virtual wedding. Yeah, our virtual wedding is actually very popular now. I think yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of a pivot that we do as a wedding planner. So not just streamline the wedding, but also engaging the guests.
Yeah. I think the pandemic, the crisis, did not. It actually provided an opportunity for you to actually, like you said, think out of the box and pivot and shift it.
Yes,
Yeah. Mm,
I think because I have been immersing myself in the personal development. So when
mm,
crisis happen, my mind switch into innovation mode.
mm,
Instead of walling or why is it happening. So I think because of that base, that foundation, you just
mm.
launch out instead of like
So yeah. So instead of thinking why like this, why like that, you went into how can
yeah. And
how can you leverage on this opportunity? How can you move forward, right?
so
Mm,
I already have habit of listening to good stuff, feeding myself with good knowledge. When in the beginning of circuit breaker, I remember John C. Maxwell I watched John C. Maxwell video, and then he said crisis will give an opportunity for you to launch yourself or to. So yeah, so I chose to launch myself.
Yeah, very, very good. I mean, that is really, I mean, and you were even featured in the local news, right? And
Yes,
the
TV.
newspaper.
Yeah. Also because of pandemic, then I was interviewed in TV, and then people like know me from there. So yeah, that's a good opportunity also.
Wow. Wow. And yeah, so you mentioned about personal development. That's like something that you set aside and very intentional in working on setting aside time. And tell us what is your thought when we talk about boot camp. When we mentioned, we're going to have a boot camp. What went through your mind?
Boot camp sounds to me it's like very disciplined, regimental, and hard work, which appeals to me because I see myself as a very hardworking person. So hard work does not deter me. So I think when I heard about boot camp, it feels like you are going to immerse into another level, next level. Not just dabble in personal development, just watch a free YouTube video, which everybody can, but one step forward to actually do something.
Yeah, to really do the hard work, right? The deep work and the hard work. Yeah. So, and what I know we learn a lot of things during the boot camp, definitely a lot of takeaways, but I'm particularly interested to find out, especially in the area of, all of you set your SMART goals, right? So in this process of setting the SMART goal and working on your SMART goal, what did you learn about yourself through this process? Not so much about the SMART goal, but the process of working on your SMART goal and discovering more about yourself.
Okay, in terms of SMART goals, I think I learned more from the small group coaching after the boot camp when we talk about goals, and then when you see a goal, then you can, and if the goal is big enough, it's easy for you to go to achieve it, and there is no one way. There's not just one way to achieve your goal. So I think in the boot camp, a lot of mental barrier or because a lot of experimental activity, it gives me a visual cue. And I remember when we did the goal, the throwing things in your goal.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So just the outcome, the learning of that. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, okay. So when
we need to keep that as a
surprise.
Surprise. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So in terms of the SMART goal, I think visual cue very important, and also keeping the goal just limited to one per category. I think it's easier to hit and then have many goals.
So how does that? I mean, that experience, that activity, has caused you to realize certain things about yourself, right? So what are some of the things that you came to your awareness about yourself?
I set many goals.
Okay.
And if I want to hit one particular goal well, I need to just highlight it and not setting up goals, multiple goals at the same time. Let's say if it's online course, it's gonna be online course. While I do have a sales target and all, so I still need to focus on the other goal, but I make sure that every day I fulfill this big goal, the main goal.
Right. So staying more focused in that particular goal, and I realized that all your many goals actually point to the same direction, to the bigger goal, right? To the bigger picture that you talk about.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. Interesting. So besides that, anything else you learn about yourself? Maybe, in the area of emotionally, besides the mental, emotional. During this whole process of working on your goal, the goal, not only the individual goal, but you currently have a team goal, right? Which is the Swap for Courage in a community project. Yeah. So working together with the rest of the team members, what did you discover about yourself as well?
I think working together with a team to reach a certain goal is you need to know everybody's pace. for me, I used to just go on my own goal. So I think
Mm,
now with a team goal, I discover that hey, maybe I'm lacking in following up. Yeah, I need a push. So I need
mm,
my team member to help me with certain things. If I forget. I think relying on people to
mm.
work together is important.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
And how does that, because I know you lead a team as well in your own business, right? You have a team. So in terms, in the area of leadership, yeah, what are some of that realization? What are some of the things that you learn or you can actually apply back in your business
I think
as a business
clarity, yeah, clarity
leader?
is very important. Clarity,
Mm,
not just clarity in your mind, but clarity when you communicate. Because maybe it's clear in your mind, but
mm,
when you say to others, they don't get it, and then maybe they say yes, 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 I get it, but I asking them to actually repeat it themselves,
mm, mm-hmm,
then you know whether this is clear to them or not. So I think what I learned is to communicate with a clear intention and then asking them, do you understand? Can you repeat it? So
mm,
and also having a more um, close communication,
mm,
daily communication, or maybe a certain time of day you schedule your communication. I think it's important also. For me, I learned
right.
about it during yeah, the group project.
Yeah. And I think during the boot camp, we also talk about communication, right? Not just about the personality, how does personality affect the way we communicate, but also, being an active listener.
Mm,
Yeah. Being observant of the other party. Yeah. So I think, yes, yeah, you're right. Communication is a very critical uh, art, you know, skill that you want to really master. Yeah, especially as a business leader, right, leading your team.
yeah.
Wonderful. And anything you want to add on before I go on to the next question about, from the self awareness of when working on your goals.
So
What else do you learn about yourself when working on your goals?
mm, I think I learn sometimes I can get not I can get disoriented when I have too many
Mm,
things coming in, right? You know, we have a whirlwind of daily tasks, mundane tasks. So it's very easy,
mm,
and I find myself gearing towards what is easier. Like okay, just handle the fire first. So put a fire first. You know, like the Q3, Q1, Q2, Q3, right? The priority
mm,
matrix, handle the urgent and important first. Urgent or
mm,
yeah, maybe may not be important, but urgent first. I
mm,
realized that focusing on the big rock that's important, not urgent but important. I found
mm.
myself waver, and then sometimes you have the physical feeling of uncomfortable to actually work towards the thing that you know is important but not urgent.
Mm.
And like a self sabotage. Now I think I
Mm.
kind of feel, hey, I'm self sabotaging myself now because I'm just trying to be busy because I don't want to do this. So I think that yeah.
Yeah, but then that's great. That's self awareness there, because a lot of women that I coach or talk to, right? This is where the Q2 is where most people neglect.
Yeah.
Most people neglect. Yeah. So being aware that, oh, I'm actually neglecting this part. You know that's important, but you're not doing it. That's a great place to start.
Yeah.
The awareness.
And also
Yeah.
I develop a system where a solution where I do that, then I meditate and
Mm,
I meditate, calm myself down, and then say what is important now
mm,
and do it. Then I feel
right.
like I feel all my burden lift out and then just do it.
Yeah, so that's why it's very important that we have our calendar, right? Yeah, so make
Yeah.
sure that
I
we
think
have our calendar.
that's a burden
Mm.
of women. I think we think too much. Well, my husband say just do it lah, just do it. For him, like it seems like very easy to just do it. For me, so many things, in the mind. Like you just need to erase it and then just do it.
I think getting organized and putting it into structure, yeah, and prioritizing and all that. Yeah, so yeah, I think these are all the things that we learn along the way. Yeah. What about okay, if we were to say one greatest takeaway, from the boot camp. Okay, the boot camp is not over yet because we are still in the midst of it, right? The post 3 days, the post so-called boot camp from the hotel. We have 3 months of post boot camp support. And what is your greatest takeaway so far?
I think my greatest takeaway was a self-realization that
Mm-hmm.
what I do actually matters and impact other people. And
Mm.
when I think that's part of the bootcamp that I shouldn't share, but yeah, that's impacted me a lot at the end.
Mm.
I think without a bootcamp, you wouldn't be able to go that deep because you need people, right? You need
Mm.
other people feedback to you.
Yep.
So that feedback is only can be done if everybody have the same thoughts, everybody have the same focus and aware, and they decide. And what they decide actually affect you. So what I decide
Mm.
also affect other people. So I think
Mm.
my greatest takeaway is having a community.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important. I feel like some people can be okay. You see this guru, personal development guru, they are on the top, but it's lonely at the top and it's not sustainable. So having a community, I feel that's the way to go forward.
Mm.
And having a long, I think the biggest takeaway also having knowing that other people have the same desire as me. Other people also
Mm-hmm.
wants to move forward, wants to develop themselves, and I'm not alone. So I'm like, hey, let's
Mm.
do it together.
Right. Yeah. There is a saying from, can't remember the country, but I think it's the African side. So if you want to go fast, you go alone, right? But if you want to go far,
Go together.
you go together. Yeah. And I think that's why we have a community, and that's why we're still here. We're still going strong. We're still supporting each other, encouraging each other, building each other out, right? Because there are times when we feel discouraged. There are times when we, feel down and all that. And that's where the support is so critical,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, having heard from you, definitely I can tell that your attitude towards in investing in personal development is pretty positive. Was it like that in the past? Um,
In the past,
do a
what
comparison.
is in the past?
Yeah.
Like 5 years ago, I don't even know what is personal development. So yeah,
So you are totally unaware, not aware that
actually,
what is personal
yeah, I
development.
think the word personal development only occurred to me when I start to work on myself, then
Mm.
start to listen to video, and then hey, there's this word's personal development. I think the first book that I ever read and impacted me a lot when I was young is The Magic of Thinking Big. There's this book called The Magic of Thinking Big, and it impacted me so far. But I after that I didn't know like what is personal development intentionally to want to work on yourself. It's just in the past. It's probably just okay, read some books. It's not really intentionally. I want to work on myself, and
Mm.
these are the path, and these are the goals, and this is where you're going, and these are the community, and these are people who also wants to go with you. So
Mm.
I think it's a I will say this is a kind of industry or some kind of segment by itself.
Right. Who actually introduced you, or like how did you get to know about this new world of personal development?
For the world of I think by reading first the book that I read is about business. It's a business book, E Myth Revisited. Then I realized, hey, reading books is very important. Then my ex-partner, introduced me to Audible. Then I started reading a lot more. Then from there, then I watch YouTube. So I read, and then I watch
Mm.
YouTube, and then in the part of community,
Mm.
we had the Christian Bible study in my house, and then
Mm.
say you want to build this, and I remember I was like so lazy, to be honest, so lazy to join another. What is this? I also don't know where I'm going,
Mm.
but there is a voice in my heart saying that if you wanna see your dream come true, you need to support others to make their dream come true. So with that,
Mm.
I'm like, okay, let's support this. Then let's see where it's going. And by me supporting, actually, I'm very blessed because I
Mm,
grow. And now I
mm,
realize, like, when you give, how do you know that this person it grows? Actually, when they give, when they start to give, sharing their life, and then they transform.
yeah.
I didn't know about all of that before.
Mm.
You can only see, oh, this person looks amazing. This person looks like so many, doing so many things, like Oprah, like you just. But now once you actually step onto that journey and you realize you can be anyone. I mean, it's like
Mm,
they can be doing whatever and they can be sharing, and when they share, they inspire others. It can be
mm,
any point of job or or uh, career. You can
mm,
inspire others as long as
right.
you benefit others. I think that's you're already in the process of developing yourself.
Yeah, I think that's the shift of the mindset, right? That's why we coin this, free from the prison without bars, and we're talking about the mind here. So many of us are actually trapped in that prison of the mind,
Yeah,
right? With all those limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging, self-defeating, self-neglecting, self-forgetting kind of beliefs.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm quite frustrated with me being disorganized. I battle with disorganization all my life.
Mm,
So I was trying to make a better person, make myself a better person, or be a better person. So
mm,
that's I start to search. I'm hunger. Yeah,
mm.
yeah. So when you seek, you will find.
Yes, yeah. And we can see that you are really very eager in learning. You're like a sponge. Yeah, you just learn and ask a lot of questions. And sometimes I think, especially asking hard questions is and clarifying questions that does help in getting the solution. Actually, it's already in you in the first place. Yeah, without you realizing it.
Yeah,
Do you find that quite true?
yeah.
It,
I think I really learned from you, from all the coaches that I met, asking questions like intriguing. So I also ask my team questions and also question myself, why do I think like this? So I think questions give our brain a point to think about. Yeah.
hmm,
So I
yeah.
think also how I got into Christianity is also when I'm 15. I asked myself, if I die today, where would I go?
Hmm.
I remember that thought.
Right. Now, the next question for you. What do you look forward now? That okay, this boot camp is going to be over soon. Yeah, we got one more post boot camp coaching, right? The group coaching, and after that, of course, the community is always there, and we will continue to journey together as a community. But personally, what do you look forward to?
I look forward to keep growing, and
Mm,
also now I'm more into online self education, online course.
mm,
That's one thing that I want to move towards,
mm,
and I think um, I want to work more on the public speaking. Uh,
mm,
One thing that I'm
okay.
looking forward is to be able to communicate myself better.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Yes.
something actually I think I'm lacking because I can go on and on and on. A clear mind. What are you trying to say?
Yeah, I think public speaking is definitely a skill set that we all need to polish and learn, from others, from, very inspiring speakers and from different speakers. Yeah. And yes, and we do have that platform for, all the women to actually speak. So providing that platform and sharing of the knowledge, the skill set. Yeah. So and in fact that is something that I wanted to before we go live. Yeah, that's something that I wanted to share with you. We're going to launch something interesting, yeah, specifically for female entrepreneurs, business female entrepreneurs and business women. So we will share more about that, next week. But for now, who do you think you should join this Transform with Courage Bootcamp?
Wow. I think women who really wants to go next level,
Mm,
people women who who is tired. Okay, I know certain things, small things here. I dabble with. I know I need to grow. I need to be a better mom, better person, better entrepreneur, especially
Mm.
entrepreneur. I think women entrepreneur. Now I realize without personal development, you cannot be a good entrepreneur.
Mm.
And for those who are good entrepreneur, like the successful entrepreneur, it's because personal development is ingrained in them. It's
Yeah.
already put by them from their parents. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you know.
And or if the core activity, the intentional activity, and the core fundamental foundational activity that they work on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that is very very important. Personal growth. Yes, you are right. I totally agree with you. Yeah, I think time is catching up. Wow, that was fast. We just had a quick chat, and yeah, time is already
I'm
catching up. Do
fast
you want
having
to?
fun.
Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to share a little bit about the community project that you guys are working on, and it's Sword for Courage project? What is this all about?
Okay, so for Courage is a community project where we partner with Shopaholic. When we
Mm.
pay the ticket of $44, then we can swap 11 clothes, bring our old clothes and get a new one, while also supporting the safe place. This is, I think, community. It is
Yeah,
something.
Safe Place is a non-profit organization. Yeah, it's a shelter for the unsupported pregnancy, the ladies, the women with unsupported pregnancy.
Yes,
So
I
yeah, it is.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it is a very meaningful. It's a very meaningful initiative. So I'm very very encouraged and happy that you guys actually um, put this together. Yeah,
yeah, and
it's
it's
really
also
teamwork.
yeah, it's also born out of a bootcamp project. I mean, this is also Lisa, one of our member that
Mm,
wants to have this, and then she has been dreaming about this for a long time, and then we give her a platform, we give her a support, and it works for all of us, and people
yes.
benefit from it.
Yeah, and Jocelyn as well, the upcoming author, and she wants to support Safe Place. That's where she wants to use her book proceeds to support, raise fund and support Safe Place. So when the two beautiful ladies come together,
Yeah.
wow, miracles happen. And plus the support of the rest of you that contribute and added value. I think that's why I'm it's very heartwarming to see this project birthing forth. Yeah, and now it's taking traction. Yeah, so very very encouraging. So do go and support Swap for Courage initiative. You can find out more details in the link here, Swap for Courage, classliving.com.sg/ Swap for Courage, or just go to our Facebook page. Many of us are already sharing the Swap for Courage initiative, right? So very easy. Or you just go to hashtag Swap for Courage, and you can see the details there, right? And Swap for Courage, Swapaholic is located at level 4 Orchard Central. So it's very central. So bring your clothes, yeah, and declutter your wardrobe and support a good cause at the same time.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
Yes. So before we go, is there anything you want to add on to wrap up the session? Yeah, a word of encouragement to the audience out there.
Um, since this chat about bootcamp, and
Mm,
I think people who, if you if you have always thought about you wanna go to another level, or you maybe have a dream in your heart, then you wanna achieve. I think having a community is I cannot stress enough. I used to think like I don't need community, and I used to think that I'm outsider because
mm,
I'm inside now. I know how to feel. I'm inside this community. I know everyone. But for outsider, you might think like, hey, I cannot join you because these people looks intact. They look solid, but I don't dare to join in because I was an outsider before. I
mm,
don't dare to step in because I think like they don't need me. But no,
mm,
I think this is a limiting belief also that you need to break.
mm,
You just need to take a step. Don't be shy. Just join us. and then get the benefit. And this is a really, I think it's a very unique community. We don't do it out of commercial, out of our own self agenda, but it's a community that built upon compassion and calling, higher calling.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Helen, for reaffirming the works that we are doing together. So for those of you who are interested to find out about the boot camp, the link is included in the caption, right? Transform with Courage Bootcamp 2020. You can just book an appointment for a call to find out more. And if you want to find out about this community that we keep talking about, it's Women of Courage Asia community, right? So you can also find out more about Women of Courage Asia. And next month, or this month already, we are into July. Today is the 1st of July. This month, we're going, Helen, you will be sharing your story of courage, right? Yes. So this month.
Worst nightmare. My worst.
So we all face different challenges, different adversity, and there are different stories of courage, in our lives. And Helen will be sharing one part of her story of courage. So don't miss it. It's happening on the last Tuesday of every month. So the last Tuesday of this month, right? Go to the link and click on the link to register. Okay, and there more information in there. So thank you very much once again, Helen, for having this chat over lunch. I know your time is very precious. So we'll see you again soon.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye.